What a triangle hit. That was impressive. Welcome to game one of Talon versus 9 Pandas. We've got an animal standoff here, Avery. Who are you favoring? The vicious bird, Talon? Or are you favoring the numerous pandas?
Oh, I'm going to take Talon. I think this one's pretty straightforward. I think they got a disgusting good PL pick. This is their bread and butter. Probably their best strat, honestly. Put 23 on Phantom Lancer, go late game. I'm going to take them every time. And I don't think 9 Pandas have the tempo that's going to convince me they can stop that train from coming.
You called it very, very early.
That was like the most obvious PL pick of all time.
You said this is the most obvious PL pick of all time.
Exactly what I just said.
And you said 9 Pandas, like Mr. Magoo, blindly just ran into the PL wall.
I don't know why they give it like that. There's no way you're more scared of some of these other heroes than that 8th pick Phantom Lancer for Talon especially. Like, maybe if it's another team, sure, but this team is so comfortable with 23 on that hero, and it's their MO. This team always wants to just push the game to late game and win with the outscale. Phantom Lancer is one of the better heroes to do that. As we saw yesterday, even the Kiyotaka Tinker with over 100,000 hero damage could not defeat that Phantom Lancer from Yatoro. So this is a hero that's also given 9 Pandas trouble. I feel like they've walked into their worst nightmare, and it's about to be repeated. Unless you can get some crazy early game going. If I'm looking towards that to happen, it's got to be on the 9 Panda support. Solo and Antares need to step up this game, get some momentum building between the Bat Rider and the Enchantress. 2 supports that can play very fast, can win you lanes, and can snowball against the greedier supports from Talon and Shadow Demon and Rubik. So there's an opening here, but you need to seize it, in my opinion.
Disruption going to be used, and looks like that is your first blood. Give it to Makoto just in case.
Trapped him on the tree. Very nice execution there. Easy first blood for Makoto. And they're off to the races.
It does mean that we get 3 bounties on the side of 9 Pandas, and the body block will leave Kiyotaka on the high ground against Makoto, so that's nice. Good way to be able to start the lane.
I think you would take 3 runes over first blood if it's not on the mid, but if it's on the mid, I think you're happy to make that exchange if you're Talon. As Q will go up through the gate, so Jabs to get zoned a little bit here at the start, but Q will be up here to recover, and did have Disruption level 1, a little weaker than Poison, but not much, honestly. It's still a decent laning spell. Big question is how many stacks does Q want to prioritize? Maybe not too much this game, as his lineup is pretty bad at them. Might just end up playing the lane straight up with Jabs.
Disruption into Spears is pretty good, and I don't think the Poison is really going to do anything against Morphling anyway, so
might be fine with this overall.
Yeah.
Big question is how much can Antares skew the early game against 23, because they chose to put this Enchantress down here for a reason, and it is just make 23's early life hell so that the acceleration is as slow as possible, and Miero has as good a game as possible, because Doom is one of their answers to Phantom Lancer's game. If you can get up really powerful auras like the Shivas later, maybe an Ag's Doom, maybe just higher points of Scorched Earth in the early game to run him down. Like, Doom is not terrible versus Phantom Lancer in terms of providing some AoE magic damage, but he's really bad later on in terms of once Lancer starts throwing out the illusions and getting lances out, you don't do anything. So then more of it falls to the Morphling and the Pango, who again have some tools, but it's not a direct answer.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, if you can get maxed out Scorched Earth and then later on get the 10 talent, that's 80 damage. A second in an AoE, that's pretty okay. But yeah, eventually you gonna need some better items to deal with that hero. What do you do with Morphling versus Phantom Lancer matchup? I mean, we saw that earlier. Is there preferred, like, do we follow that same kind of archetype? Do we change something up?
I think if you can get an Ag steal on him, it is in theory pretty good, but I think that is very difficult to do. I think the more consistent is to go for the dataless build with waveform attacks.
Still use it on the illusions?
Oh yeah, it is true.
Yeah.
Usually you go Lincolns if that happens. I don't know. It's a weird thing. It's also not that reliable in terms of starting the fight. Lancer doesn't always need to go in first. It's very back and forth, but I think basically your 2 routes are you get the Ags on Morph, you steal the Lancer, become him, start throwing those illusions around, or you end up with like the dataless satanic waveform build, where you try and just waveform through illusions and right-click them down enough with some extra AoE magic damage that you can clear through. That's also something that has worked in the past, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Ramses go with the Ags build. always forget that illusion interaction.
Yeah, and then
so
we'll
weird.
see whether or not 23 goes a Lincoln in order to block it, and that sort of weird back and forth that happens. Either way, we are in for a game that is very likely going to go very late, and it's also very likely going to be very laggy. So just prepare for some pauses.
Bring me the illusions, baby.
It might be a bit of a shit show, but isn't that the most fun Dota to watch?
I mean, that's SEA Dota in a nutshell.
Late game shit shows?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's them in their prime. 9 Pandas with ice armor on the bottom lane. Miro very happy with that pickup. Will basically guarantee a lane win here. And all of the aggression gone from Talon, though I don't think they had much on this lane to begin with. Did secure a Lotus for 23. He's very happy about that one. If you're looking at any tempo to come out from this Talon lineup, it's got to be through Makoto, as I think Jabs is going to have a slow laning phase here versus the Morphling matchup. Very tough one for Mars. Not going to be able to set much up for his team outside of maybe an arena gank. Just more falling down to the Wind Ranger. Can you maybe get some clutch focus fire kills? Can you keep Kiyotaka down as much as is happening, which is a large degree, man.
Yeah.
Makoto has destroyed him in the range versus melee matchup. Created a full level advantage and sent Kiyotaka to base on 14 CS versus the 27 and 11. Destruction on mid.
Solo's going to cut in from behind, tosses that owlbear right at him. 23 is going to be able to dodge that flame break, but they're going to identify the real one pretty quickly here. Hit him with the blood grenade. Great rotation. And Ramses is relatively fine being left alone. He may miss some CS or something, but it's not like this lane is going to threaten him and actually kill him.
A really good read from 9 Pandas. Perfect time to rotate for Solo. Ramses under his tower, doesn't lose anything. Solo, of course, with the triple blood grenade already up, guarantees that kill, and this is the lane you want to pressure. Slow down the Phantom Lancer, who has a greedy Rubik that cannot do much to bail out this lane. And Ice Armor is just pushing it way over the top, as it's going to be first item Midas for Miro, gearing up for that late game that we talked about.
Yeah, I feel like Rubik should just focus on stacking, giving solo experience to PL. Like, this lane is so bad, you kind of need to get out of it.
But who are you stacking
as
for?
soon as possible? Well, you could do it. You know, like small stacks, you could do them together. Yeah, Fate Bolt the wave, and then the Phantom Lancer kills the creeps.
It's okay. Solo makes another rotation with another blood grenade.
And no doppelganger, so no bailout for 23. He's going to die here. The rotation's going to come out from Makoto. They got to punish this somehow. And with Makoto's focus fire, they're going to try, but sadly, he's already used his shackle shot. So he switches targets down to Antares, who is going to run away, should be fine, and even can return fire with no wind run. Makoto is actually getting pretty damn low. Seed shot's coming up in a second, but not fast enough.
Courier, that's his boots. He keep you down here, so he's going to need a bottle refill for sure. That Ice Armor slowing down the focus fire, really proving problematic this early game. And 9pan is getting even more out of the pressure bottom because they took Makoto out of a lane he was dominating.
Yep.
Which is just space for Kiyotaka to catch up, gets an Arcane Rune off of that. And now Solo continues to make space.
Underneath the tower, Ramses, he stopped taking the aggro. Then the aggro switched over to the creeps, so Solo is going to be fine. The last bit of poison not doing enough damage. 23 dies again in the mid lane this time because he didn't want to go back to bottom. That seems to be a death sentence. He takes Makoto's place in mid, dies there. 23 is going to have one hell of a recovery. I'm not sure I've seen him have this bad of a game before.
Product of Ench versus the Rubik here. No way to sway that matchup, and 9pan is taking full advantage of it. Makoto tries to bail this lane out, but it is not going his way too much in the early game, despite his game being amazing. That is what Talon are going to have to rely on. Play through the Wind Ranger here. Keep abusing the fact that Makoto is almost a guaranteed kill on a hero every time his ult is up, if he has any sort of help at all.
Yeah.
Do get to defend this mid tower too, so it's not the worst case scenario. Remember, I mean, you expect this Phantom Lancer to have a bad start here if you're Talon. Like, there's no way you're going into this game, into this lane, expecting 23 to have a fast start. Just need him to have the time and the space to recover, which means holding these towers as long as possible and creating some offense of your own if you can. Would not be surprised to see Jabs try and help defend these towers if he can secure his ult. An 8-minute rune contest. is a haste. That's a big one.
That is very nice. And he's going to chase up here. What he doesn't know is there is stack currently being done.
Yeah, they all want the XP.
And they all want the last hits, too.
I feel like getting,
of course, we'll take him.
This big camp staff is just necessary for Shadow Demon. It's very hard to get to your boots and arcane boots on zero if you don't have it. It's even going to drop a little rune for Mikoto. Solo scouts it out, but there's no play here. That will result in the tier 1 tower mid dying. An inevitability versus the Enchantress and her creeps, which will open up this triangle for invasion. There is an ancient stack there as well that 9 Pandas could maybe think about. Or at least contest if Talon tried to do it. They really want the fight, though, with this haste rune.
Q's going to make himself a target because all of Talon are coming in for this fight. The haste rune and the arena is going to keep him in place. They baited him in hardcore for that one.
Nice punish on the overextension. Exactly what Jabs is looking for. Use the Windrunner strength and lock the Pango in a prison. And they got some extra damage on the Ancients, so they're just going to tag team it up. And Talon, this is why their games go late. They're very good at scrapping out these early games, even if they're behind. They group very fast. They're ready to punish you. And they'll make space for 23 eventually. Who's not even that far behind at this point. I mean, Ramses is ahead of him, but again, you're not that scared of the Morphling Phantom Lancer matchup. So Ramses free farming is just something you're going to have to deal with here if you're Talon. Kiyotaka continues to try and assert himself aggressively, but he will find an empty stack.
I feel like interacting with the Wind Ranger is kind of unnecessary. I like this play more. Go mess up Jabs. And if they can mess him up bad enough, maybe they could take that tower too.
There's Cobalt slain in the fires.
It's got a spear up. TP coming in from the Rubik as well. Cancels that one, but they do need somebody to deal with this tower. The whole team's coming over once again.
I mean, Talon got both their support ults up. Very good sign for them. Even arcane boots on Ollie. Really need these to defend their areas. Keep the map control that they desire, because 9 Pandas are going to make a lot out of this space right now. They have Midas Rush on Miro. He is just going to work bottom, is top of the net worth. You're going to keep getting these cheeky pickoffs with Mikoto. This is about all you can do right now. And run for your life.
Jeez, they leave Jabs alone for 2 seconds. He's in trouble once again. The Rolling Thunder is
nice
going to maybe finish him off. Jab. Oh, he gets the other side. Kiyotaka. He's got a shackle shot coming up, but Ramses is going to provide some assistance. I do wonder where Ramses was for that go onto Jabs.
Farming neutral creeps. Double bracer paying off for Jabs. He knows that 9 Pandas are just going to be running into them. So that's when these bracer builds work. Because you don't need some super fast blink. Just go all in on the early tankiness, stat up, let the fight come to you.
Speaking of tankiness,
so far it's worked.
Rubik stealing the morph.
Oh,
so
that's a nice one.
He's going to be 1,500 HP Rubik now with 2 armor.
Jabs will have to DC here as someone told him to build an aura, and he said, "Oh, my computer's lagging."
Hold up,
I didn't catch that. I should go Midas refresher.
You want me to go Deso X, right?
No, we need you to build. We need you to build a drum, Jabs.
Guys,
sorry, what? I can't hear you. We're going through a tunnel.
Guys, every single time I put pipe in my quick buy, my Dota crashes. I don't think I could buy it.
Oh, yes.
This is one of my favorite Rubik steals, the morph. So fun. It's so aggressive.
Yeah.
Punch in the air.
Okay, they are 4,000 net worth behind and several towers down against a Doom lineup. This guy is going to be so damn big. I hope he goes the greediest build possible, right? Like Midas, Octarine, Boots.
He very much went the greediest build possible. Just brown boots Midas down there with Max Devour for Miro. He will be quite fat this game. And quite a target to eventually bring down. At least Ollie with the extra strength will be able to play up more in the fight, so your chances of getting a stolen Rolling Thunder or Doom are a lot higher. I mean, it's quite a good Rubik game if we look at it on paper. Nice little shield rune. Look at that.
Finally gets a power rune.
Finishes
All the
up
other ones
Maelstrom.
win to 9 Pandas.
This is a nice little timing smoke from Talon if they can find a big core. And
Disruption.
Kiyotaka, he just ran into him.
Oh, just straight up purge, and they're going to focus fire him down before he can get off the rolling thunder.
That's just up way too far solo. Like, you have to respect the fact that Talon don't have much space to operate, so they're going to innately be clumped. You go deep into their areas, you better bring the team, or you're just going to collect the free kills. This is the power of the Wind Ranger for this squad. They use her as a killer to stall the game out.
Perfect. Of course.
And I don't think the team really wants to join him, to be honest. One thing I was thinking about is the fact that when they're ahead like this, they have 2 supports that are really good at scaling and will farm into more cores. They get a Blink Bat Rider, they can get an Enchantress, Antares, who already has a Blade Mail.
Blade Mail?
Yeah, he's trying to deal with the Wind Ranger, I guess.
Sure.
Not convinced.
I've already ranted about Blade Mail on heroes that cannot force you into it. I feel like it's a dead item on him.
I disagree with that only because there's a Wind Ranger.
No, see, I mega disagree with that. Okay, if I'm Enchantress in this game and Wind Ranger focus fires me in the fight, we better be winning that goddamn fight. That's how I'm looking at it. And if I can create a big enough threat where the Wind Ranger feels compelled to focus fire me on Enchantress, then I feel like I've more than done my job. And I should not even be dying that fast. With some heal points later, with even something like a Hurricane Pike, you can Hurricane Pike the Wind Ranger away. I feel like that's just as good as a Blade Mail here. I genuinely feel like this Blade Mail is a dead item on a lot of these situations where you cannot force the interaction. And this is just 2K that you don't have on 9 Pandas now.
You know what that is, Avery?
What?
It's a beta mentality right there.
Oh my god, I can't believe you.
Cuck state of mind. You gotta be trying to play to be a carry. He wants to be doing damage in these fights.
Yeah, so buy a Dragon Lance.
Well, if he buys a Dragon Lance, then he's gonna get power shot or focus fired by the Wind Ranger and die right away.
How can Wind Rangers run up and do this to an Enchantress? You can purge him back. You can start impetusing him. Take him down with you. Buy a Dagon. Buy an E-Blade.
Now he can frontline without having to worry about the Wind Ranger killing him right away.
What you found laying around.
I refuse to give in to any part of these arguments. I stand by my convictions on this item, and I will do it to the end of time. And I say that as someone who has probably tried Blade Mail on more heroes that should not have built Blade Mail than almost anybody in the world. Trust me. I have complained to Valve every patch to buff this item because of how conceptually bad I think it is. And we're still here. You know what? I respect that Antares is trying it here. I understand it. But I will laugh when this game is over at how unimpactful it was and how little value he got out of it. And then we shall see who is the true victor.
Okay.
And then I will email Eric Johnson again at valve.com and ask for a Blade Mail buff.
Do you think there needs to be an upgraded Blade Mail or something?
I mean, an upgrade would be amazing for this item. They're going to start the fight with the arena, and they'll find
attempted.
Kiyotaka.
Oh, he couldn't get out the Rolling Thunder, but at the same time, there's too many heroes. They can't go for the focus fire. They are running. Run,
23.
Whoa, 23 ran in. So he didn't get the memo.
Aggressive doppel.
Everybody else was running away. 23, hello?
Cube on ball. But will yield nothing. Time Pandas just take a carry and are happy with that.
Jabs literally arenaed and then booked it straight into the dire side of the map. Makoto focus fired and was backing away with Wind Run right away.
Because he didn't want to get doomed.
Yeah.
He could not commit to that fight. He needs a Lincoln's up. He needs it fast. Just rough positioning for Talon. I think they would have taken that engagement. I mean, of course, Makoto couldn't ult Antares there because of the Blade Mail.
Yeah.
No, he had no option but to ult the mid-hero instead.
Yeah, and the Pango was too tanky for him, so he couldn't get an easy kill.
Who's also going Blade Mail.
I mean, that's just a good build.
So Kiyotaka realizes that he can no longer ult the Enchantress, so he will buy his own Blade Mail. Makoto will no longer be able to ult the Pango.
Yeah.
So then, does that mean the rest of the team also have to buy Blade Mails?
No.
Where does it stop, though?
Because Doom has a Vanguard, so he's going to get Crimson Guard.
Yeah, of course.
He wants to be focus fired. They're trying to focus the fire onto one person, that's the Doom. But
Right.
everybody else gets Blade Mail except for the Doom. Then Focus Fire is focused on the fiery Doom.
Oh, that makes perfect sense. Yes.
What was Eric Johnson's email again?
Oh, he knows me by now. I'm sure I'm the Blade Mail
Every
guy.
Friday, he's like, God damn it. Ooh, disruption save, but the Rolling Thunder is going to be here. 23 is going to be in some trouble. Rolling Thunder's counter by Rubik from that last team fight, but Kiyotaka might still be able to catch up to the Phantom Lancer.
He's purged.
He's purged up. Uh-oh, he's a little too deep now. Managed to get up to the high ground thanks to the swashbuckle, but a Jew, as long as they have the vision, they can kill him. The Focus Fire should have had a Blade Mail, son.
You really should have. Antares pops his. Takes 0 damage.
No, he bounced back to Fate Bolt.
Wicked sick for Makoto. 7-0. Has Win run around this game long enough that it does not feel like 9 Pandas are building the momentum they wanted to. This is going to be Lincoln's done for the Wind Ranger. Very hard to doom him now. And 23 getting involved in the fights. Ollie making those spell steals work from the previous engagement. Just zones off the entire 9 Pandas lineup, and Kiyotaka is stuck in no man's land. Way too deep, my friend.
Wouldn't be the first time. And it won't be the last, it seems.
And really nice arena from Jabs, grabbing them all.
Yeah, very good.
Meanwhile, back in the game, Ramsey's running for his life. Will escape that game.
Oh, nice swashbuckle. I'm gonna catch Q. He throws some spells around before he dies.
You can see how aggressively they are just searching for any pickoffs, any fight off cooldown pretty much. As they know the Phantom Lancer clock is ticking.
His middle tower is under attack.
And this is where the game gets decided here for 9 Pandas, in my opinion. The next 10 minutes. You still have fight control. You still have some map control. You can force the Roshan here, get Nagus. But how much lead can you build with that window? As the Rat is going to start to pick up here for Talon. That Link is on the Wind Ranger, is going to make her a hard catch. The PL is going to be able to start playing more aggressively.
Yeah, he's almost got a Manta, so that's gonna seriously amp up the split push.
And remember, you have Disruption save for this Phantom Lancer in a lot of these fights, so even if you get the last on him like we saw, even if you find him with the Rolling Thunder, this Disruption can guarantee a doppel out of it and then reset a lot of the fight. So you're going to need to be able to commit in here if you're 9 Pandas and take that extended engagement. Solo's lassos are not just a guaranteed core kill every time, which is a big deal when he is the brunt of your initiation power.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Look. They're rotating over from Talon
here.
and Roshan. Does it heal when it's outside of this one? Just the 20 base.
It regens. Oh, they're seeing them.
Oh, God. No,
Solo's
no. They're being stunned. Wait, he's going back. Wait, he's going back to Talon. No, 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 no. 9 Pandas. They get bugged out, and now they have to fight for this one. Kiyotaka is going to roll in. He knows his target. He wants Makoto. Caught him in a corridor. A perfect place to be.
That's not where you wanted to
run. The Wind Ranger in trouble. Managed to get away. Oh, the Doom is going to be used on him, so he is going to die here. They do manage to finish up the Roshan and pick up the Aegis on to Ramses. 23 is now stuck in the pit with nowhere to go to. Somehow, 9 Pandas managed to avoid absolute disaster.
Where the hell was Jabs that entire time?
I don't know exactly.
What the hell was he doing? Ramses just outclicks 23 on the pit. Q will finish up Kiyotaka, consolation prize, but how did that end up still going so well for 9 Pandas? After all of that, they get the streak kill on Makoto here, which is huge. I mean, I'm not the only one who needs Eric Johnson's email at this point. How is this not fixed?
The best part is we don't see it on the Radiant side, but I bet he comes through and hits all of Talon.
Yeah, he messed Ollie up. I mean, Jabs is just bottom tier 2. Maybe didn't have TP or didn't think this was an actual engagement, but Roshan ended up being a gift and a curse. Makoto traps himself in a corridor. He did not want to be there. Ends up running away, but into a Doom from Miero. Claims that streak. Big gold streak to go their way. He was 8-0. And I mean, this is a different fight if 23 can grab Aegis, but you can't. And Jabs is finally up here at the end, but too late, man.
Watching Miro get bounced, chain stunned by Roshan.
I'm just saying, if that bug is not fixed by TI and like it costs someone a clutch game,
You'll what? What are you gonna do?
well, I'm not gonna do anything. It's not my money. I'll think it's hilarious, but someone is gonna be quite mad.
You want to Valve, if you're listening, leave it in. I think it's hilarious.
I mean, yeah, because you're not the one in the game.
Yeah, and 99.99% of the people involved in Dota aren't in the game either, so it's just good entertainment for the rest of us.
No, there's integrity to be had.
Doubt. Wonder what causes him to turn around anyway.
It's something with the aggro of heroes. Like, he goes through the gate, and there's something about if he's hitting heroes or heroes are hitting him, when he pops out the other side, it re-aggroes him and messes up his pathing to go to the other pit. That's what I've noticed. So if that helps you bug fix it, you're welcome.
You're really trying to suck up today, huh?
I mean, I know who pays the bills. The people, of course.
Yes.
And that's who I'm trying to help here. The people of the Dota world have.
Well, that's why I'm trying to say leave it in. The people will find it funny. You know what? Let's just leave this. Let's just put it up to the democracy. Put 1 in chat if you want to leave it in. Put 2 in chat if you want it fixed. Valve can go through the chat, tally up the poll.
I really hate your polls. I really do. Because I know people actually push the numbers in. And then you get satisfaction.
Radiant are scanning.
Some weird caster ego power trip.
I made them type the number.
Ooh, solo, cheeky smoke ward.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a. If he can get a good lasso off of that, like this is potential. You know, big in-game scenario, right? You get the right kind of pickoff with an Aegis, you can go straight up high ground. Okay, now that is going to be a bold pickoff because he does have the Aegis. BKB goes out from Jab, so he is going to be fine with this lasso. Reset from Talon. Shackle shot doesn't land, and they're going to call it quits on 9 Pandas. Except for Kiyotako, still rolling around. Swashbuckles away.
Stolen Wind Ranger, shackling
nice
people.
Shackle, but he is pretty slow on that attack speed. Ruby's pretty damn tanky. It's going to take a while to finish him off. Same goes with Jabs, but eventually those two will fall. Double kill for Antares, who picks up the last hit on both of them. 23, slowed down because of the win run that's stolen from Ramses.
Can he get out, though?
Yeah, I mean, he's so low. One waveform is going to wipe out all the illusions and find the real one pretty damn quick.
Ramses, an absolute beast with the stolen win run here. Multiple shackle latches, multiple power shots, and of course you get that Ags win run. Devastating here for Talon, who cannot deal with it if they don't have the purge and they don't want to commit it when he has that Aegis. Very awkward team fight for Talon. I think they overreacted to that jump and then they just used a bunch of ults on Ramses for nothing, right? Like, why the hell is Makoto focusing firing a 3,500 HP Morphling with Aegis?
Yeah, but who else is he going to focus on?
Well, just save it for the end of the fight.
Mails.
I mean, Kiyotaka almost died at the end of that in Arena. I can't believe you're actually serious about these blade mills. We're going to look at the endgame damage. I assure you, they did almost nothing.
Yeah, but that's the point. You don't get targeted because of the blade mill.
You can also just, like, buy a Glimmer Cape.
There's a passive.
You can buy a 4-staff.
You know, Kiyotaka may have died a few times, but he is pumping out the damage. Power of Pango, I suppose this hero is still very, very strong. And now he has his 15 talent with the Aghanim Scepter, so he's going to be shield crashing and throwing around a whole bunch of shots all the time. Solo sent back, Arena going to be used, Jabs could still get caught, you know.
And Solo has looked very comfortable in Batrider this entire tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Just done wonders for him. In the laning phase, going through the gates, abusing the blood runes, setting up the fights with early blink daggers. And both of these 9 Panda supports are getting a lot of farm. Man, Enchantresses are just getting jacked in this patch. Every game when we see this hero, it is very farmed. And I bet you that's something to do with this shard getting 2 creeps. Accelerates your farm rate on the map a lot. Suddenly you're pushing waves in twice as fast. You can farm in different areas. The uptime on having creeps on the map is way better than it used to be. I feel like having 2 creeps is better than the little friends active. That is the shard.
100%, yeah. Little friends is like rarely useful, but having 2 creeps is always good. So Hurricane Pike, Blade Mail, and Boots of Travel up next.
And that Grove Bow. We know how powerful that Grove Bow is.
You may want it over certain tier 4 items.
This is time for 9 Pandas to strike. Even without the Aegis, they're happy to take any sort of fight, especially where Ramses can get a good Ags Morph Steal. Either on the PL or the Wind Ranger. I think he'll take either.
23 is...
Ooh, that scan hit Mikoto. Solo Smoke will pop. He knows he's here, and he will grab him.
Got him with a Shackle Shot. You know, this is going to be difficult, but he might be able to blink away, TP out. Miro will have a tough time finding him, and he can't get there in time.
And how do you get fogged? Do you just nominal last him? Oh, he has Lincoln's. He has Force Staff, though, so he does have a break. Either way, Jabs will get his BKB forced here with some Morphling Illusions. Ramsey's coming in. But just TP. Just not TP. It ran out.
Jabs. Brother. just TP out sooner, man. There's nothing to say.
No, he's on LGD.
NTS would have TP'd out sooner.
He would have. He's a TI champion in our hearts.
In our hearts. Aghanim Scepter 423, which will add some serious high ground for Talon. But the danger is him getting caught outside of the base, and that's exactly what happens.
Well, normally I'd say it's pretty hard for Doom to catch a Phantom Lancer, but
yeah,
sometimes he just walks literally into you. That's unfortunate for 23, but a nice find for Miro.
It's literally like one of those scenes from a movie where somebody's looking down, they bump into somebody, and then they do the slow look up.
Did not like who he found. This late game is getting delayed and delayed for Talon if they're ever going to get there at this rate.
But getting the Aghanim Scepter also means you won't be able to stop the Ramses morph onto you.
Correct, that'll be guaranteed. Maybe he feels like Ramses rather have the Wind Ranger anyway.
Yeah,
how much work he was doing in that fight. Seems pretty tempting here. Also, just when your win run is Morphling, you don't care about the Phantom Lancer too much either. Just a nice counter in that sense.
Yeah. He also had the level 20 talent. The waveform attacks targets, so he's going to be waveforming through the Phantom Lancer and clearing out illusions. I mean, when you're this much farther ahead of the PL, that it's not a question, especially since he's going the Ags build, not the Heart build.
He was debating the Heart, but
yeah,
decided against it.
You got to buy Talon booster, but...
Okay. Nice little pick off here.
That'll be BKB for Mikoto, that pick off right there.
Yeah, every one of these kills at Talon Finder is very important. Stall the game, get some more gold, keep their levels pumping up to stick with 9 Pandas. And get 23 to the items. That's really what they want in this game. Just more Phantom Lancer. More Phantom Lancer net worth. Is 23 actually going back? Oh no, okay. He's going to finish Ags into the Heart.
Yeah.
So 200 gold off that. BKB for Mikoto. Pretty big power spikes here for Talon. Yeah, they're down a lot of gold, but you still can't underestimate how good of a Phantom Lancer game this is. And we've seen Talon in this position a lot. They find one good team fight where 23 just gets to go ham the entire time. You're looking at a very different game, and 9 Pandas know this, so they have to continue to play very disciplined. They'll finish the BKB for Ramses. That is also a very large item here with the amount of buffs that can come from behind him and a quick smoke. High ground ward.
High ground, but he attempted to blink first. Happens from Kiyotaka. Twice now he's managed to outmaneuver Talon. Now they're going to be on the hunt. Mikoto.
Oh, whoa! Blinked in a wave.
That was not what he wanted out of that. When runs away, Jabs will be able to blink backwards too. Looks like the engagement isn't going to happen just yet unless 23 finds somebody walking into him. Kiyotaka tossed back up to the high ground.
Lifts himself.
And he's going to be rolling thundered up there, kind of awkward with the shackle shot, latching him to the Enchantress too. If they can just keep their distance, this is a rolling thunder wasted an opportunity for 23, it seems. Now he wants to be able to catch Kiyotaka, not let him escape.
It's time to go in.
Almost caught him, but he does manage to blink away in time.
Nine Pandas just used a lot there. They're pretty low.
Oh,
Miro with the jump, but he got shackled.
Shackle shot it immediately. Q, he can turn around, cast some spells before he dies through the arena. He's on the other side of it. Ramsey's struggling to be able to get around this one. Turns into the Wind Ranger, does manage to get off his ultimate in the Wind Run. He can't see him, can't hit him, but the Phantom Lancer is going to work.
He's going ham.
He's going to be dead. Shackle shot. What? That didn't latch. Somehow doesn't go, but the spear does, and now he's going to die.
This is Talon's fight. This is their chance back in this game. These kills are all worth a huge amount of gold streaks. Buyback for Kiyotaka as well. He can't even get back there. We'll just have to farm out top, and all they used was an Ollie buyback.
Roshan is up. I mean,
beautiful timing here for Talon. That's all it takes. One fight, and suddenly this game, it's starting to look a little harder for Nine Pandas. That shackle is a game-winning shackle by Makoto. If Doom goes off here, we're looking at a completely different fight. But it gets stopped, and it's tracked off a two-man hoof stomp. And suddenly you're just missing your utility hero in this fight. It's a huge opening for 23 to start going ham. The illusions build up. And Ramses, you're out of gas.
do you think that Nine Pandas played this too slow? Like, should they have been trying to end the game a little bit sooner?
It's just a dangerous game. It always will be a dangerous game. It's hard to stop the opponents getting everything. They're up 20k gold. It's just a deep jump by Miro. One of the things you can do in this position is play conservative, right? You can play for the next Roshan, force Talon into you, force them into your vision, where you get a very clean jump and everybody's on board.
Yeah.
That's another route. But that jump wasn't terrible. It's just the counter initiation was better. And Nine Pandas don't have a save, so maybe the Doom jumping without a BKB is pretty greedy here. Like, does he need to make that play? That's another question. Just let Solo try and find it. There'll be a disruption save, but then you can take the fight afterwards. And if you're Nine Pandas, you also want to try and find this Wind Ranger. Or the Shadow Demon. You got the Rubik and the Mars, I think, but those are like whatever targets, right? Very nice team fight from Talon. We'll push this lead down and give him an Aegis.
I thought catching the Shadow Demon was big, right? I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Shadow Demon and Wind Ranger, I think are your two biggest. You might have caught the Shadow Demon, yeah.
I think the arena blocked out the Ramses wanted to hit the Shadow Demon, but he was on the other side of the arena, and Ramses was slowed down, I think maybe from the Purge, that he couldn't actually... It
was a tough spot to commit. The team was really far. And you're going into that high ground ward that got placed instantly off the jabs jump.
And now he goes from Aghanim Scepter to Heart. Like, one team fight. It's just boom, boom.
And now he's very scary.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 2-7, but he might be the strongest hero in this game right now. Especially if the fight can go his way in terms of getting the illusions up first. That is the part of Lancer that Nine Pandas do not have a straightforward answer to.
Man, I really thought Nine Pandas were just going to choke out Talon and be able to end the game by like 35, 40 minutes. But now it's looking like, even though it's 16,000 net worth lead, I feel like just one team fight like that changes the entire game.
It's all Talon we're looking for this entire time. Just stall it up for that one opening that you can seize and get back in this game. Lead's still 16k, but I mean, you know, you subtract 2 blade mails from that, you're down to 12, and throw an effective Aegis net worth in there, and you're down to 8, 7. Ags finish for Makoto. Very obnoxious item. Now he can play a lot more aggressive, very hard for Nine Pandas to find the lasso or the Doom on him, which is probably the only way you're killing the Wind Ranger in these fights. And 23 with the Heart, and Ags, of course, can start frontlining a bit more himself as long as he doesn't get caught completely isolated from his illusions.
Now they'll start taking some towers. They've got 2 minutes left on the Aegis for 23. And he went from picking up a Heart to now almost having an ultimate orb, the first of 2, to build a Scotty. So now begins the illusion battles.
This is taking me back to
time we're seeing it.
TI 8 and 9 right here.
Ooh, Makoto find an opening on the solo. So little fight position pick off while they take the tier 2, but it looks like 9 Pandas still want to take this one.
Yeah, buyback from Solo. 23 out of mana here. Still has Aegis for a minute. Do not want to overextend. 9 Pandas will cut their losses even with the Solo buyback. That was his BKB that is not going to be finished here for a lot longer.
Who the hell had that many mangoes?
Are scanning.
What?
I think Q fed like 3 mangoes to 23.
This is Lotus. This is Lotus.
Oh, Lotus. Why? It makes the same noise?
Yeah, I think so, right? What, you think they're going to come up with a whole new sound effect? It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, we're still in beta, so you got to keep working on
Radiant are
that.
scanning.
It's Neon Prime, man.
Dota 3. It's coming.
Aggressive smoke from 9 Pandas. Really nice ward. They see 23, but he has Aegis for 20 seconds.
Yeah, he's just trying to push himself
They want
straight up
Makoto.
the front line. They
Oh, they
run
didn't see him.
into him, but they can't see him.
Solo
They lost
saw him.
the gem earlier. Solo goes forward, tries for it, but he misses, and he drops another gem. They have now given 2 different gems over to Talon.
Oh, Makoto's. He's a god. If you can't see him, how do you get on top of him? How do you doom him? How do you even start that?
I'll tell you right now from that battle bounty hunt earlier, when you're blind, it's hard to hit a unit.
I feel like that was just you being bad, but it's definitely difficult for 9 Pandas here. Jabs with a greater Lotus of his own. Hunting.
Oh, if they find Nero outside of the base. Talon feeling very confident, as they should. So much has gone their way in the last 3 or 4 minutes. 1 pickoff, and I think they would have pushed the high ground,
Hex
but
done for Jabs. That is a Hex off a Blink and a Psychic Headband. Very reliable with the cast range and the jump.
he's going to go for some sort of blink sight
I mean,
spear
it's
back.
Jabs, so anything is possible. If he sees Doom, I think you take it. If you see Pango, take him as well.
Dire structures.
The siege has begun.
Crimson Guard plus Glyph really stalls this one out. The Rolling Thunder goes out, and they're going to get their jump onto Makoto. Immediately, a disruption is going to be used. They got the Doom onto Jabs at the same time, but Makoto was able to blink away after the
Return
disruption.
Doom on Ramses.
Return Doom, that's a big one. Ollie even getting himself away with the Glimmer Cape telekinesis toss back, and of course the game crashes. How else could it go in a Morphling versus Phantom Lancer game?
And of course, it's Solo. It's always Solo. I mean, how is this fight even looking? The Doom is wearing off on Jabs. He's going to be free in another 10 seconds here. Most of Talon look pretty safe. 23 is stunned up right now by Hoof Stomp. But I don't think 9 Pandas are in a position to capitalize on it.
I mean, Morphling can't go forward, and Kiyotaka is going to be on cooldown for spells and is out of mana, pretty much. If anything, it's Kiyotaka who's going to be in trouble. Thank God he has his Blade Mail protecting him right now.
Thank God his Blade Mail is active.
Otherwise, who the hell knows? I mean, Focus Fire is up in 1 second. I think Kiyotaka is going to be the one to die here, and I'm not sure 9 Pandas can do anything about it.
No, I mean, 23 has a Trickster Cloak up. He's guaranteed to live. Ramses is still doomed, by the way, and that Doom is going to last a damn long time here.
Yeah.
As it's a Rubik one.
He pretty much has to just give up on this engagement. 9 Pandas, full retreat. Get Kiyotaka out if you can. They're going to go for 23.
got the
They're
lasso.
actually going to try for it with this.
Got past cheese.
They passed the cheese over. Doppelganger, eat the cheese. No,
He doesn't
can't
have
get
the
it in
cooldown.
time. Meanwhile, the Shackle Shot plus the Doom is out onto the Morphling. So Ramses does end up dying. Makoto is going to get away with the win run. Doppelganger to spare Jabs. A little bit of time here, but it seems like even without the Morphling, they're still good to go. Q trying to push him away with a Psychic Headband. Kiyotaka still looking for more kills, but they are going to disappear into the trees.
I'm really surprised Solo was able to get that lasso off.
Yeah, me too.
That stun did not have much duration left. Oh, Makoto
Stuck around for another one.
Cheeky little kill on Solo that will punish that buyback from earlier. Still got the Morphling out of it. It's not the worst fight for Talon, but not what they were looking for with the advantage they had.
But you know what it is? He has Ogre Steel Totem and Force Staff.
Yeah, he has a lot of gap cores.
Yeah.
That was a nice cheese pass. The attempt was there. It was 1 second off coming off cooldown.
Ooh.
Because it got put into his backpack first.
Yeah.
And then he had to transfer it. 23 did not free up the slot in time and did not get the Trickster Cloak doppelganger off.
Honestly, probably for the best.
Well, no, that's not for the best.
Well, because the pause kind of, like, if he, because of the pause, moved his items in order to get the cheese, gets the cheese off because of that pause, it would have felt a little bad. You know, you hate to see pauses ruined.
Weren't you the one just advocating to leave the Roshan bug in the game?
Yeah, but that made me laugh.
How the hell are you? You have no place in this argument on the integrity of Dota.
What, the pause didn't make me laugh.
Oh, so that's all Dota is to you?
Yeah.
A game of comedy and entertainment?
Yes, it's a game.
Respect the art, you degenerate.
We're going to have a shard for 23 and a shard for Kiyotaka. Two very strong ones, as the roll-up can help prevent the shackle shot initiations and then the invis for the juxtapose.
Should also mention we have the Ollie shard, which gives him a second save here on Talon's side with that lift back.
Yeah.
So if you can stop the single target initiation from 9 Pandas with it, what the hell is this cam? Jeez, never show me that again.
I didn't see it.
You actually didn't see it. All right, I mean, you can show it one more time. They don't want to show it to you.
Yeah, I mean, you did tell
There
me.
it is.
Oh, my God. Jesus.
I mean, if that's all he's going to show, then we may as well show it, right?
I guess so. I mean, I didn't see
Very
any
smooth
dandruff
skin.
on
Yeah,
that.
that was very smooth skin.
Yeah.
I think Head and Shoulders would very much approve of that headshot.
Yeah, true.
As that's all we see is Head and Shoulders. Smoke up from Talon. 23 will try and show us here with Lincoln Sphere completed, Trickster Cloak and Shard online. A lot of invis coming out for this Phantom Lancer that is going to be disgusting if you cannot find the single target jump.
Why are they doing this without the Shadow Demon?
That is a good question. Nobody knows. But they're going to keep pushing it. And Ninja Gear for Miro. Once that Wind Ranger...
Oh, he's up at the high ground. He jumps down, jumps into them.
Kiyotaka?
He immediately gets sniped, immediately gets speared, and
that intentional?
the saves are not there. Was that a misblink or what? I'm not sure, but 23 does manage to get his doppelganger out. Now the lasso onto a BKB target. They do manage to blow up Q right away. Ramsey's still very deadly. He's going to use the doppelganger, go for the other support. Ollie's trying to get away with the Ogre Seal Totem, but not a chance. Ramsey's turning back on the Phantom Lancer. BKB is going to wear out eventually, but Miro with the interception. Didn't get the doom. But Ramsey's up on the high ground. He can't help off that initiation. Miro no longer having a doom for mana, so he's just going to say good night, Irene, and that's going to be 3 down inside of 9 Pandas.
The stun timings from Talon.
Oh!
Stopping 9 Pandas in their tracks. They cannot find the Doom, and the Hexes are coming. They're coming fast. Another Focus
Still
Fire
has
up.
a spear. Spears
Buy
them
back from Miro.
in. They have to buy back to bail out Ramses. They don't want to get this one up. Disruption's going to be used. Q's going to be caught here. Q did buy back for this one, and he's going to die to the Doom, plus the Impetus. Surely that's going to be the damage over time, but they're still looking for more. Shackle shot, catching Antares with the Gleipnir onto 2. 23 chases after him. Will he go into the base?
Of course he will.
Absolutely, it seems.
Of course he will.
Mail. He can't go for the Enchantress because of the Blade Mail.
There is no way to commit once that item gets popped. That is a buyback for Ollie, but a buyback for Miro on this Doom. And he only found a Doom on the Shadow Demon that ended up getting denied. These Lincoln Sphere throws causing him a lot of issues, as well as just the clutch stuns by Talon. The Spears, the Hexes, the Shackles. Way too hard to jump into this lineup. We go back to that Kiyotaka initiation, if we dare call it an initiation. Did he know they were all there? It did not seem like it.
Yeah, what was that? He blinked out, but that didn't like immediately swashbuckle out.
Didn't
shield
roll
crash
up?
or anything.
Didn't do anything.
Roll up. Didn't. Yeah, that was a weird situation.
Perhaps.
Wait, are they going to get in there? Wait, this is a little awkward. Jabs. They actually went for jabs. They didn't go inside the Roshan pit, so Jabs throws out the arena, stops them, and they do manage to get all the spoils of Roche. Miro couldn't get there in time, but they're still going to try and fight this one out. Rand's going to go for Jabs, knocked up by the telekinesis. Meanwhile, Makoto goes to the back line. Immediately killed solo. Ramsey's chasing after him with the Gleipnir. That's going to slow him down a little bit. He managed to steal with the win run. That's going to help, but a blink away. He managed to go out. Jabs is going to be doomed up with a sign. Kiyotaka will chase after him with the Rolling Thunder. Goes for more now. They caught the Gleipnir onto the Wind Ranger. A big kill if they can finally finish him off. He's been so elusive, but that's just life number one. And Phantom Lancer is still so damn full. He's full HP and ready to fight. Wants to be able to chase after these heroes with the Aghanim Scepter. Oh, double spear out from Jabs. A beautiful play.
Where's the damage?
Still trying to stop this 23 Savage.
That's
Phantom
one
Lancer,
cheese.
he finally comes into play. A nice two-man stomp out from Miro. They do have the purge out from Ramses. Q is going to be the target. Glimmer Cape trying to get away with the Force Staff. He's going to be okay for now. Miro completely burned out of mana.
Oh, Makoto.
Jabs just keeping him away. Ramses cannot get these kills, and the other heroes are getting kited around constantly. Talon play together, protect their heroes, and Ramses is unable to get a single kill out of the latter half of that fight.
Very clutch spell casting from Talon and very clutch item shifting. They picked up everything from Roche, but 23, he fed the Ags to Jabs at the start of that. You could be 5-hit here, but instead you are dead. And that Mars Ags, it was doing some work there. You get some extra soldiers, you get some extra stats. He also had double cheese, so Jabs, he pops one cheese, puts the other one on cooldown, still has it here.
He also redirected a lot of shots onto himself from the Worthling, right?
And Makoto, he hit 25 in the middle of that fight. He gets the focus fire acceleration on the cooldown, which means every time he gets a kill, it's like 3 seconds till the next one.
Right, so he was able to just jump after solo, kill him, go again.
Through the cores now. Very small things from Talent, making that engagement work for them. That is a dive back for Miro. 9 Pandas unable to get into the pit in time, and now 23 is pushing your base. He has a Orchid completed, looking for his own 25 Talent if he can get it. Ramses gonna have to make something happen.
Jabs goes for the initiation. Scythe, spear, chain stun, dead solo. They knew that was a hero without buyback, so they went for it. Jabs now trying to back away, but again, Ramses has a hard time killing him quickly. It just takes too much time. He has to wait for him away before 23 burns him out of his mana. Speaking of mana, 23 needed some. Got some from, well, he's going to TP back, actually.
Ramses will defend. Talon unable to push anything really deep there. And Kiyotaka's chasing with a roll. I don't know if he's going to be able to find Makoto, but Makoto's still here. Maybe Makoto will find him.
Oh, he got him off of the swashbuckle on the shield crash. It procs, so he knew to get out of there. MKB up for Makoto, Bloodthorn up for the Phantom Lancer. Their single target just got a whole lot more deadly.
Wind Ranger's out of control. He's 18-1. Makoto putting on a Wind Ranger masterclass.
Looking like Robin Hood out there.
Even got a Spell Prism to continue the cooldown reduction. That is why that focus fire is so nasty right now.
And near constant win runs. I mean, you just like when you've lost your gems, what do?
Nothing. There is nothing you can do. You have to catch him with a purge somewhere, but it's just so damn hard because you have to pop the Lincolns. He can get a BKB off. He's going to be tanky in the win run anyway, so you pretty much have to do him or purge him.
I mean, Miro's got the purge. He does have that
the Lincolns pop as well.
Yeah.
If they just break through this somehow, and that'll be a 4K gold lead for Talon after dragging behind for most of this game. Ags completed for Q as well.
Oh, wow. That is huge because, again, how do you see the Wind Ranger without a gem? Well, you dust. But then he's constantly being cleansed, so if he gets out of the dust area, right, then there's still that debuff, which just gets cleansed right away.
And are you even going to kill him if you find him if everybody's slowed up, purged, and broken? Miro looks to jump.
He put himself in the wrong spot. He couldn't through the gate, but he managed to push through somehow. Kiyotaka tries to chase after him, runs into the wall.
Oh, solo. He gave him a get-out-of-jail-free card.
Enough. He might have to give up his life for this one, though. He's surrounded by a lot of heroes. Pops his BKB, and he is moonwalking his way out of this team fight while the Illusions are doing serious work. Solo, he's going to die straight up to just Illusions, and now Ramses is dead. Everybody backed out. Everybody left him behind. Where did the team go? GG is called. 9 Pandas. They have got to be frustrated with the way this game went. This was their game in the first 25. I mean, they owned it.
Was it, though? Was it their